Good late afternoon, beautiful people. Good late afternoon. Good late evening. It's almost evening. So I have another message for you guys. I have another message coming from Luke 19:3. And it reads, "And he sought to see Jesus, who he was. He could not for the crowd, because he was little in stature." So a little recap from our last video. He arrived before the crowd, who later met Jesus when he was passing through Jericho on his way to Jerusalem. The Bible said he was short in stature, and so he was unable to see Jesus through the crowd. We're talking about Zacchaeus. When he ran ahead of the crowd and he found a sycamore tree along the way of Jesus' path. Jesus will break the rules for you to bless you if you seek him with your whole heart. When he was trying to see Jesus for who he was, he could not because of the crowd, because he was too short. Jesus, who entered into Jericho leading up to the time of his crucifixion. This is the last time that Jesus was in Jericho. He was on his way to Jerusalem. This was a very different Jericho. At this time, Jericho was very rich. It was a very rich place at this time. The agriculture, with all the wealthy people living there. At this time, Jericho looked a lot different. There was a lot of money flowing through the city. Financial situations looked different. They had a lot of businesses in the city at this time. It was just a different time for Jericho. And this was one of the last places that Jesus visited before he reached Jerusalem. It looks scary to see a little body for the first time. You know, it looks scary to see a little baby for the first time walking, taking steps. It looks scary to us, especially like if it's on a hard surface. Like we might be scared the baby's going to hit like the floor or hurt herself or hurt itself or, you know. So the baby just start walking and teeter-tottering and, you know, that's how we look. That's how we look. That's how us faith walkers look. We look a little, you know, like babies. That's how we are to God. That's how we look. That's how we are. Until God give us the strength that we need to endure. What else I wanted to talk about? And when Jesus called us to do his will, it is a little scary at times, but we still have to deliver it no matter what. Zacchaeus had a crowd blocking him from seeing Jesus. He had to climb up a sycamore tree. What is blocking us from seeing Jesus? What crowd? What crowd is blocking us from seeing Jesus? It could be a number of things. It could be fear. It could be, you think you're not good enough. It could be you're not understanding. It could be you're having some troubles reading with understanding. It could be you can't read. It could be a number of problems. It could be spiritual, emotional, physical. It could be any type of blockage. What is your crowd? What is blocking you from getting to Jesus? It could be a number of things. When God give you a blessing, or when God give you something, he don't just put you out there with no help. He helps you. He qualifies you. He takes the people that's not qualified and he pours into them and he qualified them. So it's okay. You could just keep going. Just keep going anyhow. Zacchaeus could not change the fact that he was short, but he knew that he needed to make an adjustment. So that's what he did. He found a sycamore tree and he climbed up the tree to make an adjustment. That's what we have to do sometime. We just have to make adjustments. We can't make excuses. We just have to make adjustments. Desperate calls stands for desperate measures. And when you're being desperate, that's when God will give you an appointment. Out of your desperation, he'll come and help you. He's going to come and see about you. Sometime when we talk about our situations in a negative manner, we are in, whether it's a job, whether it's in a relationship, regardless of what it is, when we speak negative, we have to be mindful that we're speaking that over ourselves. If we're not willing to change our condition, God will leave us in that situation that we made ourselves comfortable in. God only fixed situations that we are not comfortable in, and we can ask for his help and he'll remove us from that situation. Sometimes we be like mad at situations, like mad every day. Thinking about like certain things in our life. And sometimes we have to just go back and check ourselves. Sometimes it's us. It's not always other people. Church has been closed. Some people's jobs have been closed for almost a year now, and you're saying like you don't like that person, or you don't like this, or you don't like that. A lot of times it's not the person. A lot of times it's not the person, it's us. We have to give a hard search over ourselves. Instead of pointing the finger at somebody else, we have to search our own self over and ask God to help us get rid of anything that's negative in our life, in our spirit. You have to free yourself sometime. Everything's not always the devil. He have no power. He have no power. He needs permission to act. It's not always the devil. It's not. You have to look inside of your own self, look inside of your own soul and ask for help. It's okay. Like, I had to do it. You guys have to do it too. Let's see what else. You have to be careful also of the people that's around you, because sometimes people bring you problems. You got to know what come from God and what come from people just lingering, because broken spirits attract different broken spirits. You got to be careful. You got to be careful of that. That could be a problem too. Sometimes it's you in your own way. Sometimes it's you blocking your own blessings, getting in your own way. You have to take your whole self out of it, your feelings, everything. Because if you're in your feelings, you're not going to get a clear view of what's going on around you. You have to take yourself out of your own way, because you are you are blocking your blessings. You could be your own blessing blocker. You can. So you have to be mindful of that as well. And when somebody try to correct you, because you don't know everything, I don't know everything, but if somebody try to correct us, that's a good person. If it make good sense, like, that's a good person. You keep them people around, because you can't always see what's on you. Like, if something is on you, you can't always see it. You can't see everything that you go through. You don't know if you're selfish. You don't know like if you're selfish. Like, you don't know a lot of stuff about you. But sometimes people can see. So they'll be able to help you, like good people. Keep good people around you. That's not going to stroke you like a cat. You want good people around you all the time. You guys might want to check who you're around. Check the crowd. Check it out. You might want to start just, Xing people out, getting rid of them if they mean you no good. You want good people around you. You want good people in your circle that's not going to lie to you, that's going to keep it 100. You want good people around you. It's very important. You don't want to lack ignorance. You don't want to lack that. To know better is to do better. But how do you know what's better if you don't know what you're supposed to do? You have to study. You don't need nobody to preach to you. You don't need that. All you have to do is open your Bible for yourself and get an understanding. If you say you don't want nobody to preach to you, open it up and get an understanding for yourself. Don't say it like that, because you don't have to. And God don't look for perfect people. I'm not perfect. He just said, go feed the people. Go give them something spiritual. Be transparent and teach them through your mistakes. And you know what? God knows I'm going to be obedient. So that's why I do it. He knows I'm going to be obedient. He didn't say, Shorty, because I know you're perfect. He knows I'm not perfect. He knows me. He knows that already. He don't look for perfect people. God reads you through your heart. God reads us through our heart. He don't read us through what our mouth say. Because you could practice something and get it, and it still be wrong. You could say it wrong again and again and again. God look at your heart. He know if you're trying. He know if you're going to be obedient. He know if you're going to keep sinning. He knows it. We're all sinners. We all fall short. We're all like Zacchaeus. He was so short, he couldn't get up. He couldn't see through the crowd. So he went and found a sycamore tree and climbed up to see for himself. We all are short. We all are too short. We fall short of God's glory. But he didn't throw us away. We have to teach each other. We have to teach each other the right way. It's important. So if you learn something, pass it on to somebody else so they'll learn. If God walked before us and then somebody else tell you they make a mistake, don't look at them crazy and not get the message. They're telling you for a reason they made a mistake. So that means for us not to make the same mistake. What else did I want to talk about? Again, the question is, what's keeping you from God? What's your crowd? Life is like a vapor. You know, somebody is quick. You could see somebody at the store. You could see somebody at the store and, you know, next thing you know, you hear they pass away. You'd be like, I just saw that person at the store. That's how quick life is. God is not going to always wait for us. He's not going to always give us a whole lot of time. We already wasted a whole lot of time. So we got to try to fix some stuff now before it's too late. So it could be well with our soul. We have to try to change our attitudes. We got to try to change how we treat people. We got to try to change how we, point the finger at people. What if we have a bad attitude? What if we have a bad attitude and God tell us to go speak into somebody? Go tell somebody a message. And the person that need the message is the person that saw you act crazy. Curse and holler and scream and act crazy. And God say, go pour into that person. Whether it be a little kid, a younger kid, a teenager. It could be a grown up. It could be a man or a woman. And what if God tell you to go? Go and pour into them. They're not going to take you serious because they saw you act the fool. So what if God tell us that? And then they see us acting crazy and they're not going to believe the message that we're supposed to give. Do you know how many people fall if we fall? Do you know how many people is watching us and trying to believe what we say? If I said, you know what, I don't want to do this no more. I don't know who's watching me. God's supposed to be getting the glory. I don't know who's watching me. Because it's always, my mom used to tell me this, it's always somebody watching. It's always somebody watching. So if I say, you know what, I don't want to do this no more. Do you know how many people will fall? And I know we don't look at it like this, but this is real. Like, people would fall. Jesus said to Zacchaeus, hurry, come down. Jesus is trying to tell us to hurry up, come down. He needs to speak to us. So I don't know where we got to come down from. I don't know if we got to come down from pride. I don't know if we got to come down from religion. I don't know if we got to come down from tradition. I don't know where we got to come down from. But we got to come down from somewhere because God is trying to get our attention. And I don't want Jesus to miss me. You guys should not want Jesus to miss y'all neither. Because of our own containers. Our own containers, like what we store in ourselves, within ourselves. Our attitudes are all messed up. Treat people bad. Again, you don't know who's watching. You don't know who would fall. Our own containers are messed up. We have to try to get it right. We don't have to be perfect, but at least willing. And God is able. We have to try. We have to. I have to. This stuff that I'm saying, I'm doing it too. This is my whole life. This is my whole life. I'm doing it too. Through my brokenness, through whatever God tell me to do, I'm doing it to try to help y'all because he's telling me to. He's like, I don't care. Get up. You're crying? Okay. You're going to be all right. Dry your face. Let's go. Get on board. Let's go. I'm going to do whatever God tell me. I don't care Like I said in that other video, I don't care if I look crazy. I don't care if you guys don't understand. Y'all out here talking about Black Lives Matter. Guess what else matter? Where your soul goes matter. Where my soul go matter. So I'm gonna do whatever I have to do. Whatever God tell me to do, that's what I'm gonna do. We get so caught up in the flesh and our containers, what's inside of us. We just blocking ourselves. We just hurting ourselves. And then we get mad and want to blame somebody else for what we did. Have to go back. You got to fix it. And another thing, God don't always take everything from you. Like if you're having if somebody's like, if you don't understand something that you're going through in your life, or you're having a hard time, you be like, God, just please take this away. God, just please help me. Just take this away. God is not going to take everything away from us. He's not going to do that. Because if he gave us everything that we wanted and not the stuff that we need, we would never go to him to ask him for nothing. Because we'd be like, I got it all. I'm good. I got it all. I don't need to go to him. For what? God makes us go through certain things so we can learn, so we can grow, so we can have patience. All the stuff we pray for, God is not going to give us all of that stuff. He's only going to give us what we need. He's not going to give us what we want. So sometime, we be broken. We have problems. It's a lot going on, but you have help. All you have to do is ask God for help. He's going to come and help you. He's going to come and help you. Sometimes we got to change our prayer up. Sometimes we praying for the wrong stuff. Sometimes we just got to stop, press pause, and ask God, God, what do you want me to do today? God, what should I be praying for today? God, what do you want me to tell somebody today? You don't know what people's going through. And this is a tough time right now. Like, you don't know what people's going through. People are fragile like eggs. And they putting on a smile like, yeah, I'm okay, I'm good. No, they're jacked up. So depending on how you approach them, and depending on what you say to them, could either make them or break them. We have to learn how to take better instructions. The Bible is a blueprint of how to live. We have to learn how to study more. We have to learn how to give God his word back to him. Have a conversation with him. That's all he want to do. He want to have a conversation with us. That's all he be trying to do. So we have to get our instructions and get our priorities together. And who are we following? Who are we following? Who are we following? Who are we getting instructions from? Because the people that we're following, they don't know where they're going. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing. So you got a broken spirit, and you might be going. It's like, for instance, I'll use myself. So I'm broken. So I have a broken spirit. So I'll go out and get somebody else with a broken spirit. Where are two broke spirits going? Who we getting our instructions from? Who we following? Each other? We got to do better. We got to do better. And Jesus did not say to Zacchaeus when he was up in that tree, if you feel like coming down, Zacchaeus, come down. He gave him a command. He said, come down right now. Come down. Although he was short in stature, he found a way. He still found a way. And this is a sinner. Like, if y'all go back and look at the other video that I put on the other day, he's not like a man of the cloth. He's a sinner. He's a tax collector. That's why it's blowing my mind every time I read it. I'm like, it's crazy. So if God would do this for him, you think he wouldn't do it for us? He's showing us. He don't look for perfect people. Don't question it. Just do it. If God gave it to you, do it. If God is telling us to do it, it's a reason why he's telling us to do it. It's a command. It's a command. That means to just go do it. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it with nobody. Because what he's doing for you, he might not do for somebody else. So don't talk about it with nobody else. They're not going to understand it anyway. Because guess what? It's going to be a blessing attached to it. So if you don't do it, you don't get the blessing. It could be something you prayed for. It could be something you was waiting for a long time. But you won't do it. You have to do it. I'm doing it. Look at me. We're going to learn together. We're going to get this dance together. Like my friend David say, we're going to get this dance together. We all learning. That's what we do on my channel. We don't judge on my channel. We don't judge and we learn. We teach each other. I hope you guys are praying for me. Because I'm praying for you guys every day. When I say my prayers, I pray for you guys. You have to try to better yourself. You can't stay like that. If you're going through something, don't stay there. It's okay to go through it. It's okay to go through anything you go through in life. But don't stay there, please. I did it. Don't do that. Reach out. Reach out to me. Call me. I'll help you get through it. But don't stay there. It's not good. It's not good, and God don't get no glory from it. It's a trick to keep you down, to keep you sick. If you ever feel like that, reach out. I don't care. I'm always available. You're not don't think you're gonna don't overthink it because you're gonna talk yourself out of your help. Don't think about it. Just do it. Don't think. Do. You're not going to understand it. That's why I'm telling you, I've been through it. I know. I'm just trying to see what else I want to talk about before I get off. Grace is going to be extended to you. When you help somebody, when you're going through problems, God extend grace to you. He's going to help you. because he see that through your brokenness, you're still helping people. I do it all the time. I set down my whole life to go and help somebody. I do it all the time. So God can get the glory. And so he knows. Sure, he's going to do it. And the Bible said don't judge people. If you can't help them, or if you can't help a person, and if you can't send another person to help them, leave them alone. Don't judge them. Don't judge people that's going through stuff, because the Bible say if you judge, that's the same judge you're gonna get. When you judge other people, that's how God's gonna judge you. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And don't just throw people away because you don't understand them, or they talk crazy to you, or just pray for them. Don't throw them away. Ask God to help them. But some people throw their own self away because, from their disobedience. They're not listening to what God say because they want to do them. They want to do what they want to do. And that's not what God wants them to do. So you guys just be mindful of that too. At some point in your life, you have to ask yourself, at some point in your life, you're going to have to ask yourself, are you willing to grow? You can't always make excuses. And it's okay not to know, because a lot of stuff I don't know, but I have to research it, or, ask God to pour into me to give me the wisdom to understand it, because I don't learn like other people. But he got me teaching other people, but I don't learn like that. So I understand. I get it. If you meet somebody or around somebody and, they say, oh, that's just how I am. Well, tell them to put some Jesus on it. Tell them to put some God on it and be nicer. You don't have to be nasty. The crowd is always going to talk. Like Zacchaeus couldn't see over the crowd. I'm saying the crowd, meaning people always going to have something to talk about. They always, it's like, how it is. Everybody's busy. Everybody's always talking. So don't let the people that's talking scare you. Don't let them make you feel no type of way. Some people talk just because they got lips. It have nothing to do with you. That's just who they are. When they say that to you, okay. Just put the church finger up and tip out. Take the time to prepare yourself. In doing better, take the time to prepare yourself. Physically, mentally, and emotionally before you go into whatever you're going into. Take some time for yourself. It's important. Because Zacchaeus, he took some time to prepare. He didn't know when he climbed up the tree. He didn't know if God was gonna he didn't know if Jesus was gonna say anything to him. He didn't know. He prepared. He went and found a tree. He went and found a sycamore tree. He didn't know what was going to happen, but he took the time to prepare. He took the time out. to prepare for that moment. He did not know what was going to happen. So we need preparation to prepare so we could get to the manifestation of God's instructions. Just take some time out for yourselves. He did not know Jesus was going to say, I'm coming to your house. He did not know that. Anybody that knows me, I don't go live. I don't do this stuff. I don't do this live stuff. I just learned how to work it because God told me to feed the people. But anybody that knows me, know that this would not be my first choice to do this. I'm doing this because God asked me to do this. This is why I'm doing this. And He knows that I'm going to be obedient. This is why I'm doing this. When I'm in my alone time, when I'm in my private time with God, I'm just sitting on the floor, or I'll sleep on the floor, or I'll sit on the floor and I pray. I pray for you guys. I pray for me. I pray for my house. I pray for my family. When I'm praying, while the crowd is talking, while all the people are talking, and they don't know what's going on with me, God knows. Because He knows what I prayed for. He knows what I'm going through. Just like He knows about you guys. He knows what you prayed for. He knows what you're going through. He's going to do it for you. But it's not going to look like how you want it. It's going to look like what you need. He's going to come through. His word can't return void. And He's not a liar. So when I'm in my alone time, when I'm in my private time, and I close my door and I go into my room, you don't know what I'm praying for. You don't know what God is doing for me. So while the crowd's talking, people are talking about me, talking about you guys. The crowd's going to always talk. But God reads your heart. He already know if you're serious. He already know if you're willing to try. You just have to be willing to try. God's going to help you. He's helping me. He's helping me right now. So while everybody's on the outside, the crowd is on the outside, God is looking at the inside. He's looking at the inside of us. Like, what are they doing? Are they playing? Are they for real? Are they trying? They say they want this. I could just imagine what God's thinking about us. He loves us. God loves us. He loves us. He adores us. He laid down. Jesus laid down His life for us. Jesus loves us. You know what He don't like? He don't like the sin. He don't like the sin part because He died for that. He don't want us to keep doing it. He don't want us to keep picking up the same stuff and saying, oh, we sorry, or that has to come with action. If you're sorry and Jesus laid down His life for us, God's only Son, God gave His only Son for us to hang, bleed out and die for us. It should do something to us. It should do something to us. Like when we hear that, I don't know about you. I have 2 sons. I have 2 sons, and you guys have nieces, nephews, cousins. I have 2 sons. I wouldn't want to give my sons to nobody. Especially not nobody that's going to keep on sinning and keep on doing it over and over. Like, you got your instructions. Try to do better. You have to try to do better. We have to. But Jesus loves us. He died for us. He loves us. He adores us. He just want to be a part of our life. We can't wake ourselves up. We can't do nothing without God. We can't take our next breath. What time is it? What, 4:43? You don't know if you're going to die before dinner. God loves us. He just hates the sin. He just wants us to sin less and try. That's all he asks of us. And we accept his way. That's it. We can't do nothing on our own. We can't take our next breath. So many people can't even dress themselves. Like, we got activity of our limbs. It did something to me. When I started reading the Bible, it did something to me. It changed me. It made me want to be a better person. It really did. It made me want to be a better person. Because I don't know how you wouldn't serve a God like this. How? I don't know how. I don't know how people are doing it. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know how they keep doing them. I don't know. It's deep. It's enough to make me say, you know what? I'm going to try to do better. I'm going to try. I tried everything else. I tried everything else. Well, I can't try this. We got to do better. We got to at least try. Prayer is just a conversation. Prayer is just a conversation with God. That's all prayer is. It's just the older saints used to say, just have a little talk with Jesus and he'll make it right. I still love that song. It sounds so corny, but it's not. It's true. God just wants us to have a little talk with him. Nobody see the demonstration. Nobody see what happened behind closed doors. When you seek God with your whole heart, it's powerful. It's powerful. It's like you could walk through anything. God will protect us. He loves us. He's going to take care of us. But we have a job to do too. You can't just rub God like he's a genie in a bottle. You can't do that. It's disrespectful to him to keep asking for stuff. And you know what? He'll give it to us. But if that's all you want is stuff, how are you going to grow? How are you going to learn? Don't you want the complete package? Don't you want the total package? Don't you want everything? You just want what you want? You're selling yourself so cheap. You're cheating yourself. You want a nice, rich life. You want everything. God will make us complete. He'll give us everything. That's why the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom. Because all the other stuff will be added. And some stuff that we want. When we seek God with our whole heart, and when we decide to change and grow, it should look like action. It should look like us doing it. He'll be able to know and see. And we repent for it. God will know right away when we do it. It's not for the crowd to know. It's not for the crowd. It's not to chase the crowd. Because the crowd's talking. Who want to be a crowd chaser? Crowds gonna always talk. When I leave here, I want to be empty. I want to die empty. And I want to hear Jesus say, and I want to hear God say, well done, my good and faithful servant. I want to hear him say that. That's why I do what I do. I don't do it for me. I don't do it for me. I do it because I want to be obedient, and I want God to not say, depart from me, for I never knew you. That's why I do it. And I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to die trying to do this. Whatever it is, whatever he asks me to do, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to do it. That he get all honor and glory from it. It's not about me. It's not about what I'm going through. Because if I told you guys what I was really going through, y'all wouldn't believe me. That's why you have to get an understanding for yourself. God said, go and do it anyway. I said, God, he said, go ahead. Just go ahead. Just do it anyway. I got your back. Go ahead. I'm never going to get on here and say God told me something if God ain't do it. If God ain't, I'm never going to do that. If I say God said, y'all better pay attention. When God told Zacchaeus to come down immediately. I need to go to your house. What if God is saying that to us? What if he's saying, come down, I need to come to your house? What if he's saying that? What if he have divine instructions for you? What if he have something for you? How are you gonna know? He have to come and visit us. We're weak. He have to feed us. He have to touch us. It's not just about us. It's about our family, our kids. Sometimes God got to come through and walk through the house. So everybody get blessed. Everybody connected to you will get blessed. Sometimes we need a divine intervention with God. It's not a filler. We be tripping off of fillers. What we think we need, they're all fillers. It's not going to help us. We need one touch from the master. That right there, that'll get you where you need to be. You don't have to ask for permission. He's going to give you what you need. He's going to give it to you. When you start living right, when you start acting right, he'll know. He's going to give it to you. He's just going to give it to you. You don't have to ask for it. It's going to be right there. And it's crazy because I read this, and he was saying to Zacchaeus to come down, and he was going to bless him. The reason why he was telling Zacchaeus to come down, because he wanted to bless him, because it was a young rich ruler, and he told the young rich ruler, in order to get into heaven, you're going to have to sell all your possessions. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. And the young rich ruler told him, no, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So basically, he told God, I'm good. So when he saw Zacchaeus, again, we don't know what Zacchaeus prayed. We don't know what he prayed behind his closed doors. But he was a sinner. And God gave him the blessing anyway. So when a young rich ruler said no, you see what God did? He found another rich man. And he didn't want anything from God. He just climbed, he found a sycamore tree, climbed up the tree. He didn't ask God for anything. He just wanted to get an understanding for himself. He wanted clarity. That man is smart. Zacchaeus he changed the game. He changed the game. He didn't ask for nothing. And God blessed him. And he was rich. And the Bible would say he was very wealthy. And he was a sinner. He was a tax collector. So, what one person won't do, another person will. If God tell you to do something and you won't do it, a command, a blessing's attached to it. You know what's going to happen? God going to say, okay, I'll get somebody else to do it. And that's just what he did. That's just what he did. God said because of his obedience and what he prayed for, because we don't know what he prayed for. Again, he's a sinner. And it's crazy because Zacchaeus was a tax collector. He wasn't even allowed to go in temple. He wasn't even allowed. It was like forbidden for him to even go in temple. So we got a man that's a sinner, wasn't allowed to go in temple. And he was rich. And he just wanted to climb up a tree. It's deep. So that will tell you that God will use the next person. Both of them was rich, but you see who got the blessing? Today salvation will come. All things is possible. What a rich man couldn't be saved, but a rich man was saved. Jesus wants us to be saved. He wants us to reign in the kingdom with him. But we have to make him our first priority. He laid down his life for us, and all he wants is our heart. With Zacchaeus, it looked like he was a traitor to his people. But it didn't stop him. What he was trying to do, he didn't let that stop him. He needed that salvation. He's smart. I'm telling you, he's a smart man. Zacchaeus was a smart man. Just thinking about it, like my studying time and reading it, he was smart. Salvation wants to come to your house. You have to allow Jesus in. Now you see why I'm obedient. You see, now while I'm going to do all of this, I'm going to do it until he say no more. I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep doing it. The crowd is saying, Why do you want to go to a sinner's house? Why do you want to go to a sin? Why do you want to do that? I could just hear them now saying that to Jesus. Like, why do you want to go to a sinner's house? You love a sinner? Why do you want to go to a sinner's house? You know what Jesus probably said? Yes, I love him. Not only I like him, I love him. Jesus loves us. He said, and not only that, I'm going to show you how much I love him. I'm going to bless him. And I want to walk with him. And I want to talk with him. And I want him to tell me about his day. And I want to be a part of him. Jesus is a good friend. What a friend we have in Jesus. It's a relationship. It's the relationship for me. It's a whole relationship. It's a whole vibe. Who wouldn't want a friend like that? It's a whole vibe. Y'all better get y'all blueprint. Y'all better get in your Bible and get your instructions. Do not let this season pass. And y'all don't get what y'all need. You guys have help. I'm here. I love y'all. God love y'all. He's going to always help y'all. He's going to always be there to help. Just remember, you're not by yourself. Like I said, I love you guys and I'm here. I'll be clicking in, checking on you guys and give y'all my messages as God give them to me to give to you guys. Stay blessed.